Good morning. Checking Paige here. You never know what you're going to run into in Thailand. Very interesting. Some fish.
ปลาคือหลายแต่ปลานั่นปลาทั้งละโอ้ครับไปหาตาดาอันนั้นปลานิ้นแล้วว่าตาดาน่ะปลาพี่อ่ะตาดาน่ะไปอีตูปลาพี่อ่ะก็ต้องหา
Oh, they're going to donate all their clothes. That's a lot of damn clothes right there. We're going to go for a morning walk and update you a little bit what's going on here. That's very difficult to do because by the time this video gets posted, things will have changed about many times. So I don't really like to talk about the current situation. This is a little tiny mango tree with a lot of mango. Mak muan yak. Muang. Muang noi, little mango. Let's go check out the river. It's still pretty smoky out here. It's windy, so it's not so bad, but the air quality, a lot of people have died this year from poor air quality. A lot of people. But nothing you can do about it, just like other things. House is looking good here. I think they're complete. Looks like they cleaned up their mess and said, okay, pay up, you can move in. Very cool, huh? 600,000 baht. Look at all these beautiful flowers. Sell out. That's the builder. Man, it is awesome. Little crazy looking berry tree. This time of year during Songkran, a lot of flowers. Yeah, Songkran's gonna be a bummer this year for most people. I think most people in Thailand love to celebrate Songkran in a party fashion, but that's been kind of discontinued. So it seems like all the outbreaks are coming from you know, anything that has large gatherings, like anything where people are actually having a good time. So it always seems like it's the places like good morning, where it's like illegal gambling, nightlife places. Those are the main culprits. Strange. Beautiful. Okay, look, I'm not going to talk about it. There's no sense in talking about it, but I wanted to just kind of update you a little bit, since the world's being run by the World Health Organization. Of course, their main goal is to rid the world of COVID in the best way that they think they know how. So, as of right now, which will change, I'm sure, once I'm sure it'll change, is that they're talking about zero quarantine by January 2022 for people that have been vaccinated. So if that's you, by next year you'll have no quarantine. But I think they just dropped it to 7 days in a few provinces for people that have been vaccinated today, except for a few other countries. I don't know, you can watch the report here.
Gradually, when and where appropriate, and to revitalize the tourism sector. So it is planned that after this year, on the 1st of January 2022, early next year, All foreign tourists who have received the vaccine will be able to visit Thailand without any quarantine requirement. And talk about vaccines. From
And I'll share a link to that in the description box. You can watch the whole thing if you like. Maybe if the economists take the throne, things will change. They take the throne away from the health administration.
สวัสดีครับ
แค่คืนจนสวัสดีสวัสดีครับน้องไผ่สวัสดีครับมั่งไปแล้วไปเร็วบ๊ายบายครับ
I want to give him my little scooter for Christmas, but he's so small. But he's getting big. Bye bye. He's getting big. That's Paige's cousin and little nephew. Anyway, enough talking about that. Today I'm taking the ladies to NakhonPhanom and I'm going to take them to this restaurant. I did a No Time to Be Hungry video on the Mekong River for some awesome seafood on the Mekong. The winner. Okay, Caprel. 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 Bye 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 bye. We got a new mayor. I mentioned that I think in a video maybe. After 10 years of our last mayor, the mayor's local government is only supposed to last, what, 4 years? But because of the coup they had a few years back, it got kind of postponed and put off. So this guy's really only been elected one time. And but they just kept continuing it. They didn't allow any voting. And then because of the COVID situation and all that, so he got to stay in for 10 years, but was up for re-election. Anyway, he's out. So we have a new guy who promises to actually clean the town. So we'll see what the election promises bring. Anyway, a lot of stuff I think can be easily fixed and managed right away. Bass boat. I lived in the country in Texas most of my life growing up, and we always burned, our leaves, and a lot of people burn their trash. So it's pretty common to see stuff burning in the country, but in Thailand, massive amount of rice comes from this part of the world. So part of that is burning the fields at the end of the season to put nutrients back into the soil and kill some pesky insects. But they do, they like to burn stuff. There's nothing you can do about it. Just certain times of the year is bad every year. These light poles, a couple of them fell down. I think 2 years ago had a pretty bad windstorm from a typhoon that came across. Kind of died out, but it was still pretty windy, and the poles fell down a couple years ago. So they're just sitting here with electrical tape around some wires, kind of. Safety first. A lot of stuff's been done to the temple since I showed you guys last. Paige's cat has been showing up the last 3 days for food. So let's go feed the cat real quick, maybe the dogs, and I'll show you what they've done so far to the payana. Look, this is so beautiful. Well, it's quiet at the temple this morning. No fat cat, no fat doggies to show. There's a couple little kitties popping up right there. There's this one behind the rock. Again. Fat cat, scary cat. Oh, there's Fatso. They're getting ready, I think, to put the heads on there like they're going to have a celebration. One.
Lucky.
Lucky one. His name is Lucky. And I don't know what that one's name is.
No.
Honey.ชื่ออะไร
โอลา
โอลา โอลา
Lucky กับโคล่าโคคาโคล่า
Oh, cola.
กินขาย
Here, Fatso. Couple of those little ones right there. The little doggy. So they got the payana kind of like sealed with sealer.
Lucky มาแล้ว Lucky
เอาขนมไหมอร่อยลักกี้อะไร
ของกู5 ตัว5 ตัวแล้วของเรา5ไม่จะเป็น6แล้วปะเนี่ย
อะไรปุ่มปุย
นู่นไปทางนู่นอีกแล้วมัน
มันจะบริเวณงานเราจะเป็นงานนิมนต์ทางงานประตูทางมา
The little ones are okay to feed by hand, but the big ones are a little snappy sometimes.
เมื่อแล้วโอ้ Lucky
เมื่อคนก็เอาอยู่แล้วคือน้ำน้อยอยู่แล้วเอาแล้วของสองหาตัว
Okay, no kitty today.
ค่ะโนแฟชเชอร์ไม่ว่าจะไปไหน
Paige spotted it. Come on, Fatso. We used to think this cat was pregnant. No. No, put it inside. Henry. Bye, Nye.
ไปตรงนู้นหน่อย
Oh, okay. That's not Henry, but that's Henry's bike.
That's like a brother-in-law.
Oh, that looks like Henry's bike. Maybe not.
Screw up.
My e-bike is still awesome. Still pretty good exercise on the e-bike. Yesterday I was going to do a 72-kilometer run. So I have to pedal most of the way because the little battery doesn't last that long. But when I got about 30 kilometers and realized the little latch popped open on my rear battery holder. And I had my charger in there thinking, well, if I stop and eat something, I'll put on the charger for a little bit, which that charger barely charges, so it doesn't really do much. But it fell out. So I was like, okay, this one, it's like they had to make the connector for this setup. I mean, for that battery. So I don't know how I'm going to find another one. So let me go back the direction I came and look for it. Well, I got almost back home and I couldn't find it. And all of a sudden this guy comes by on a motorbike with my charger in his hand. I guess he picked it up and saw that I was looking for it, or I don't know how it happened, but he just like, he come by and he gave it to me. I was like, wow, how cool is that, you know? And it still works, so lucky me. Paige found a tomcat. That's the fire station cat. It's always here. Mango tree. No, he's gonna eat it. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Well, they've been doing a good job keeping the park clean so far. Got some safety for the mannequins. Random sprinkler. Okay. She probably don't have 20 baht to her name, but she's always smiling and happy. I love that. Beautiful temple. Person not really knowing where he's going. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Taking down the stalls from our yearly festival that we didn't have this year. And now this, watch out for this person here. I got this thing, I don't know what it is. Not sure. Good morning. This thing's coming along pretty good. She can't pass it up. My buddy Jack, the pharmacist, I always go over there and we talk about politics, a lot of stuff that I don't understand and Paige can't explain to me. I go over there and we talk back and forth about stuff that we can't put on video. What's up, boy? Huh? You following me? But he said that he used to be able to buy a box of face masks for 100 baht. Today they're 800 baht. What do you want?
เฮ้ยคล้ายกันเองนะเหมือนเราสวยอันนี้สวย
เ
พิ่นว่าแฟนเพิ่นนั่นมีลูกเป็นลีโอ
ลูกลีโอ
เพราะว่า
วิดีโอบีบีช้าง ซูจี
เพื่อนกัน
อ๋อใช่เพื่อนกัน
อยู่สงขลา
น่าอยู่สงขลา
ใช่เอาสองขา
สงขลา
เกิดอยู่
ตายเหมือนกัน
อ๋อ
วันเสาร์
สง
โอ
ขลา
เค
สีชมพูเยอะแหละ
ว่าจะบ้าน
นี่นั่นแหละสวย
ว่าจะตั้งชื่อร้านว่า
เออ
สตอพัดถิ่น
เอา
ตั้งชื่อร้านบันนี้ลูกเลยบอกว่าเดี๋ยวมันพลัดแม่
also tourist here now so
She just come from Nong Nasa's kind of her area way down south in Songkla because there's just no business out there, so they have to move. A lot of things are kind of normal in Isan. Not so much here because we really usually have a lot of people from Laos over here, but still it's a lot better than a lot of places south that really depend on tourism. Yeah, cost of living is crazy cheap here compared to down there.
the rent and everything
Not everywhere down there, but in the tourist areas. Hello. Took him a minute. I do the same thing when somebody says something in Thai. Like a lot of times I'll say something stupid and I'll realize later, like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I want to go back and tell them, oh no, I meant to say this. My SUV. People still ask me why do I park my SUV there because this is Magix's house here and her sister's house there who is disabled, and they really always want a vehicle parked there so it looks like, I don't know, just for safety, but it's not too dangerous in this town except there's some people that are like zombies from drinking too much Lao Cow. And they tend to want to walk in your house and demand money because they're not all there. But for the most part, I think they're harmless. But if you're a woman in a wheelchair, it could be bad. The problem is nobody will do anything. They just ignore these people. You know, nobody does anything. Actually, that's not true. One time, this Lao Cow guy, he was standing in the middle of the road like he does often, shirtless, and he tries to provoke people as they ride by. Well, he did it to this one guy on a motorbike, and the guy almost fell off, and he come back and slapped him in the back of the head and told him, you know, a few things. And then the guy, he realized that he's bowed up to the wrong person. Mafia.
เป็นโบราณ
Oh, I gotta get breakfast. I gotta order breakfast. Well, that's pretty much all I want to talk about COVID. It's like I said, it's difficult to talk about it because things change so much. So until we can, I don't think things will ever really be like back to normal like it was before. I don't think it's possible, you know. I think now we have to live with this other thing, and you know, I don't think the severity of it was obviously like it was predicted to be, and I think a lot of people are becoming more immune to it, and I don't know, somehow I don't think it's going to fade away though. But to talk about what's going on in Thailand, like they're mentioning today, 7-day quarantine from certain countries, and they got a little scheme where they're talking about making Phuket a destination where they can just stay in Phuket, roam around Phuket for 7 days, and then they can leave Phuket. They got a lot of ideas and stuff like that, but until they can rid the quarantine 100% and people feel safe about coming to Thailand and having people come to Thailand, tourism is not ever going to be revived. It's not going to be the same. And Thailand thrives on tourism, so it's going to change. We'll see what happens in the long run. I want to go back home. Usually I go back home. I've been trying to go every year. I did plan on skipping a year, but I want to go back and help. My mom lives by herself, so she always needs home repairs and stuff like that. So we always go back to Texas so I can spend a few weeks or whatever it takes to get my mom's things in orders for her. And it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that this year. Can I? Yeah, I can. But it's not super, like, really important at the moment. And I still have choices. I should say I still have freedom of choice. So I'm going to use that freedom to decide whether or not I want the vaccine or whether or not I want to come spend money in a quarantine hotel coming back. You know, those are my choices right now. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Daz, everybody always asks about Daz. Daz has COVID. I'm sure he's recovered by now. He will be by the time this video comes out. Daz suffered a sore throat and a runny nose for 3 days from the wicked COVID. Same with most of the people that I know. Actually, I don't know anybody, one person in Thailand at all, period. I don't know anybody who knows anybody in Thailand who's had it. Maybe we've all had it. I don't know. A lot of people that have it don't know they have it. They have to be told they have it. I could go on. I know I'm unsubscribe, whatever. I don't really care. It's just frustrating for a lot of people. It's okay for me because I have money and I don't have a job. I don't have people that depend on me. But those people are really affected by COVID financially, you know? Even though that maybe they've already suffered through COVID, now they still have to suffer financially through it. So I don't know. I promised the general, the ex-police general in NakhonPhanom, I would video his home. He just called me yesterday and said he wanted to postpone it because the apartment's not 100% complete, and he's afraid people might inquire to come stay there immediately, and he'd rather be prepared for that. So I told him probably safe because most of the people that watch my channel are either settled in somewhere in Thailand or can't come, ready to come. I lost a lot of viewers during this pandemic, and quite a few of them have shared whys because they just cannot watch anything Thailand videos because they miss it so much, you know, and they get depressed whether they have loved ones here or, you know, what people that watch my channel, they usually want to come here for the long term. So yeah, they're depressed, and every time they see somebody's, oh, this is good stuff is going to happen, then it changes back to bad. And anyway, so I get it, you know, they're waiting for a realistic opportunity to come back to Thailand, and then I think they'll start watching again. Oh well. So I'm gonna wait for the general to call me and tell me when he wants me to do it. So it's no big deal for me. I'm not getting anything out of it, just trying to help him out. And maybe some people that want to come to NakhonPhanom have an option for them on a place that's brand new, clean, and the opportunity to have a landlord who is very friendly with the police and the immigration department. And a lot of times we need help dealing with that when we're here, and he's the type of guy that would be willing to help. Anyway, let's go to NakhonPhanom. We are here in beautiful NakhonPhanom, mafias, on a mission to eat. Of course they're open. A lot of times the people don't come here at lunch. I think it's more of a dinner spot. Really, all of these places, people only come, yeah, for dinner. They just they go eat soup. So let's see if the Okay, we came here the other day. I don't know if you guys remember. So what day cup? So what day cup? Nah. Where do you want to sit?
เอารีบๆคนละ
แล้วแต่ครับ
นั่งเลยพูด
โอเค Wow, does that look beautiful?
จังเลยสิขนาดไหนขนาดกลางเลยไม่ดีกลางกลางได้กลางได้
Look at that. Beautiful. Very interesting.
นี่กุ้งมีตัวใหญ่สวยไหม
Oh, look at that. Lawn hot. Well, all of a sudden we have a gigantic table full of food. I'm sure most of it will be coming home with us. Before we end this video, I want to do word of the day. And some people had asked me about spicy, like most people can't eat spicy, like Thai spicy anyway. So usually typically in tourist areas, they'll ask you spicy. But if you go outside of those areas, you'll hear a word called pet. Pet. Pet means spice. Pet. Pet. And they'll say, I'll pet my, or gin pet dai mai. So your response would be, if you cannot, would be my pet cup. My pet means no spice, no spice. My is no. My pet is no spice. So if you want spicy, pet, I'll pet means you want spicy. So I'll pet. Or gin pet dai means I can eat spicy. Hoi mang fu. It's a, is it a mussel or a clam? Clam? It's a mussel or clam? Anyway, it's good. Gonna end the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give me a like. We'll see you on the next one. Tomorrow we're headed to Nakhon. Gonna go on an adventure. I hope you guys come with us. Bye.
ได้อร่อย